back to Daisy. Daisy is a multimedia format that synchronize audio and text. So while you um, okay, it synchronized audio and text. So what happens is when you um, are reading, you hearing the sentence and you seeing it at the same time, it gets highlighted. You can also change various different features in a Daisy publication. You can actually change the contrast, you can change the size of font, you can make it faster, you can make it slower. You know, there's various other things, but you do need a specialized player to be able to actually use it. And those are called Daisy players. You get hardware and software players. The software players, you basically will have to use your either your mobile device or your laptop, and you'll be able to actually open this and be able to read it. Now, it is a reading format. It is not a writing format. So you can't write in it like you would do in Microsoft Word. Okay, that's the 5 different formats we offer at this point, but we are geared to be able to do other formats if needs be. Okay, so sorry about that. Every time a message comes in, my Braille display jumps to the message and I lose my spot on my Braille display. Okay, so now I'm going to switch over to the multipurpose labs for students with disabilities. We have 24 of these labs countrywide, and these labs are situated in various places around the country. So I'm going to just quickly call out the different centers that actually have labs. We have one in Sunnyside, one in Johannesburg, Florida, Ekurhuleni, and Vaal. That's in the Gauteng region. In the Limpopo region, we've got Polokwane, we've got Giyani, and we've got Makado. In Mpumalanga, we've got Nelspruit and we've got Middelburg. In the Midlands region, we've got in Kroonstad, Bloemfontein, and Kimberley. We've got in Mafeking, Potchefstroom, and Rustenburg. We have in KZN, we've got Newcastle, Pietermaritzburg, Durban, and Richards Bay. And the Western Cape, we have in Parow. So these are the centers, and they have equipment for students with disabilities, and there are various different types of equipment that's in the labs. We have things from Braille displays to be able to assist students that are blind or deafblind to be able to actually read content on this device on whatever. For instance, if they're using a laptop, whatever, or a computer, whatever shows up on screen will show up in Braille for them to be able to read. We have reading devices there so that you can take printed material and you can put it under a reading device and be able to actually get that in audio. You can save that into electronic formats so that you can interact and be able to read it. So for instance, you could take a book from a library and then go and read that content. We have voice recognition software in there. So if you have a problem with your hands and you're not able to type, you could actually talk to your computer and your computer can actually do the typing for you. You can give it commands like bolding text and highlighting and saving documents and doing all sorts of things. But you have to train the software to be able to do it. We have for people with physical disabilities, we have things like head mouse. This is people that do not have the use of their hands. It's a special device that straps onto your head, or it can strap onto any portion of your body that can move. And by moving your head or your arm, you could move the mouse on the screen, and it allows you to be able to type and do everything without being able to use your fingers. Um, Apart from that, we also have magnification software in the labs. And this is coupled with larger monitors, so people with low vision can actually be able to see that and be able to use it. They can enlarge the fonts. We have large print keyboards so that it makes it easier for people with low vision to be able to use a computer. Um, these keyboards have high contrast colors as well, so that it's easy for you to actually see them. In the labs, there are conversion facilities which allows you to take print and be able to generate it into any other format you want. Although, you know, it does have errors in the process, but at least you are able to get content as quickly as you can from there. So we've got things like Braille embossers in there. We've got large print A3 printers in there. We've got various other software that will generate audio for you. So as you can see, we cover a wide range of disabilities. The only disability at this point we do not cover is people that are deaf or hard of hearing. We hope to do that in the future, but at this point we haven't covered that segment of the student base. Thanks very much, and that's in a nutshell my presentation.
Thanks, Mr. Motley. Thanks for your presentation and thanks for being conscious of time. Uh, to all the students who are seeing there on the screen, we are welcoming Miss Sophie Mabazo. She did say that she had a problem with her internet connectivity. She is our sign language interpreter. Miss Sophie, you are also welcome. Now would like to hand over to Ms. Nwabisa Veli to give us a presentation on student support, Suite student support. Ms. Nwabisa? Ms. Nwabisa? I see that Ms. Nwabisa is still in, but her microphone is off. She will take over the floor just now.
Good afternoon, colleagues. Apologies. Let me try and share my screen. Can you see my presentation?
Yes, it's
Yes,
visible.
we can see it.
You can continue.
Okay. Thank you so much, and good afternoon to colleagues and to students. My name is Nwabisa Veli. I am a lab assistant, and I am based in Paro campus in Cape Town. Today, I will shortly present about the services that we provide to students with disabilities. We assist our students to complete online application and registration. We convert the study material into various formats. For example, electronic, text, braille, large print, and audio. Mr. Moodley has presented on multi-purpose lab. We assist our students with a fee reduction. A fee reduction, it is a discount given to students with disabilities. The student should earn not more than 80,000 per annum. I hope that one is clear because people are asking about it on the chat. In order for the students to qualify, they should earn not more than 80,000 per annum. Students who receive SASA can apply for this fee reduction. We assist our students with assignment extensions. If our students, maybe during assignment, they need extra time or extension, we do speak to the lecturers and we ask them to give you an extension or if you have lost a loved one, we do assist our students to get an assignment extension. We assist our students to apply for NSFAS applications. Students with disabilities should also attach an annexure A. The annexure A must be completed by your doctor stating your disability. We assist our students with special examination arrangements. Special examination arrangements includes extra time and a type of an assessment the student wants. We provide sign language interpretation services as and when required. We assist students who are funded by NSFAS to apply for assistive devices. And assistive devices can be a hearing aid or a laptop. It depends on the need of the student and a disability of the student, of course. We develop advocacy and awareness campaign. The aim it is to raise awareness about disability and to eliminate a stigma attached to a disability. We assist students with human support. Human support it's for those students who are funded by NSFAS already. In case, let's say, a blind student needs a scriber, NSFAS does fund that. It is 50,000 per annum. We assist our students to request prescribed books in electronic format. We liaise with publishers to provide our students with prescribed books in electronic format. We train our students on orientation and mobility. This training, it is for blind students and partially sighted students, depending on the need. Ms. Zikali will talk more about that. Where can you find us? As I have said in the beginning of my presentation, my name is Nwabisa Veli, and my email address is velinn@unisa.ac.za. I repeat, velinn@unisa.ac.za. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Veli. Short, straight to the point. Short and straight to the point. Colleagues and dear students, we see that when Ms. Guguzi Kali was supposed to take over, she was supposed to give her presentation at 2:30. We would like to apologize. We are 10 minutes now behind schedule. So, Ms. Gugu Zikali, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pato. My name is Gugu Mgadi. I am the Orientation and Mobility Officer. I'm Acting Training and Advocacy Coordinator at ACSUIT. I will run through the presentation because of time constraints so that all of us may get a chance to present to you. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon again. We'll start by just talking about what mobility is all about. Orientation and mobility is actually specialized training for students who are visually impaired. That would include students that are blind and also students that are partially sighted. Now, orientation refers to your understanding. When you're blind, you should understand where you are. And mobility also relates to the ability to move securely and confidently from one part of the room or one side to another. Now, who uses O&M, orientation and mobility? That is anyone who has a visual impairment. That it could be partial sightedness, it could be blind people. Okay. Now, if you have the following problems or challenges, then you are a person who should be requesting for orientation and mobility. One, if you're colliding with obstacles or people, that means that you have a problem. Experiencing problems, walking on different surfaces. Now, we have people that have depth perception, who cannot see the flow. So if you cannot see the level of the flow, then you have a problem. You need to use a cane so that you can ascertain the level of your surface. People who have a problem ascending and descending stairs, those are people that are candidates for orientation and mobility. When you become disoriented in brightly lit or poorly lit areas, okay, if an area is very dark, and if you find it very light, and that light is a problem to your eyes, then you need orientation and mobility. When you are not comfortable with ascending and descending stairs, that means that you have a problem, so you need orientation and mobility. Lacking confidence in using public transport, you can't see whether it's a taxi or it's a car or it's a bus that is coming to your bus stop, then you need orientation and mobility training. Individuals who may have recently experienced loss of vision, those are people that are orientation and mobility candidates. Alternatively, they may have been visually impaired for a long time and they need assistance where they are. Like when you are in a school and you have your orientation and mobility, excuse me, when you are at school and you are experiencing orientation and mobility, in that school, you will have an orientation and mobility practitioner. But when you move to a university, for instance, the person in that, an orientation and mobility officer in that university will actually train you. And when you are done with university and you need a job, you need an orientation and mobility to orientate you in that particular area. So it goes on and on and on. It's a cycle. So in each and every environment, you will definitely need an orientation and mobility officer. Now, how can our students request orientation and mobility? What we do is we have a special assistance form that is completed in all the admin desks when you register, when you make your applications and you say you have a disability. We have a special assistant form where you tick the services that you need from ACSWIT, right? So if you need sign language, for instance, then you will tick, and then we will get that form and we will contact the student, we'll make a program that is suitable for that particular student, then we will go on with the training program. Every student has their own program. If a student is blind and the second one is blind, they have different needs. So it's very important that we make a program that is suitable for that particular student. What happens in the regions, right? When we do this special assistant form, we collect them from different regions. So if we have about let me say, for instance, 5 students that are needing orientation and mobility, and they are in Rustenburg. Then we will go to Rustenburg and train those students so that we are able to assist them as ACSWIT. Okay, now what does O&M involve? It's a very long program. It takes about 3 months when you start it from the beginning because you need to go with the pace of a student. If a student doesn't understand well or the student has just been blind, it takes even longer because that person still has resistance and you need to be patient with them. We start with sighted guide skills. Those are the skills that sighted people use in order to guide blind people. We've often seen when sighted people are dragging blind people, and that shows no respect to that particular person. We want to serve them with integrity. So we should use particular skills, the skills that are socially accepted, to guide them everywhere they go. And that makes them safe and secured when they are moving with you. So you need to be very careful when you're guiding a blind person. We have pre-cane skills, and those are the skills that are used by partially sighted people or blind people, that are used indoors in order to protect themselves so that they don't bump into desks, they don't bump into walls, into doors, into furniture around their space. So they use their hand in different techniques. We've got cane skills. We've got two particular cane skills that are used. We've got diagonal cane technique and we've got touch technique. Diagonal, it's a technique that you put in front of your body, diagonal to your body, and you move around, but it's used only indoors. Then we've got touch technique, which has so many aspects into it in order to make sure that you are safe when you're traveling outdoors and you are able to make it through your way. We've got outdoor travel, and that simply means that when we've got outdoor travel, it's a student needs to get used to the environment that is outside. You've got bug stalking on the side, you've got people that are blocking you, you've got garbage on the pavement. Those are distractions that you come across when you are on the outdoor environment. And you've got cars on the side and you are scared. So we need to make sure that the student let loose, the student is free, gets used to these sounds, to these barriers, until they're able to cross a stop street. And when we cross, we make sure that our students know that they need to cross on the stop signs, where there are stop signs, because we know when the cars come to a stop sign, they only move slowly and they stop and then they leave. So when a student has been trained, when we have sensory awareness, which we do indoors, when they are trained on the different sounds, whether it's far away or closer, they know when to cross. Then we have traffic light crossing, which is different from stop street crossing. And that is where you listen to your parallel traffic. When the parallel traffic moves, automatically the traffic that's in front of you has stopped. So when you found the parallel traffic already moving, you need to stop and wait for another cycle. That's the safest thing you can do in a traffic light crossing. We go on to orientation to a shopping mall where students buy their bread, their butter, their milk. They go there almost every day. So we start with the shops that the students are in need of, like your Pick and Pay, your Woolworths, your Checkers, where they get the groceries. And then we move on to something that they would need in the future. So when they want to know how to use or negotiate escalators, we do that in the lift. But if a student doesn't want to do that, we can't. Okay, we always motivate, we always encourage, but it's up to a student as to what they want to do, and we go with that. We do public transport as well, where a student differentiates the sounds, whether it's a bus, whether it's a car, and then they would know that my bus has arrived because of that sensory awareness that we use when we train them before they go outdoors. We also provide rural travel, which doesn't happen often because people come to the urban areas and they study in the urban areas, they work in the urban areas, they get married and they settle, excuse me, in the urban areas. So we don't normally do that anymore, but it's there, it's available when a student needs it. What are other alternatives? We've got a place called the South African Guide Dog Association for the Blind. They handle that part of training where they provide you with a dog that is a guide dog. It's called a guide dog. And guide dogs are allowed in so many places in South Africa. So when you have a guide dog, you have a friend, you have a guide, and you also have some kind of a protector, because when you're being mugged and they're not trained to be violent, but you are the owner, and when somebody does something that's inappropriate to you, they would definitely it will definitely bring out their nature of being protective. So that is done by the Guide Dog Association. They provide the dogs, they breed the kind of dogs that are trained for an individual. So if you are a person who's busy, who goes to the gym, who goes to work, who attends classes, who goes to church, then you will be provided with a dog that is very active, so that the dog doesn't get bored with someone who doesn't go to work or go to school every day. The details are there. I'm hoping that at this stage, I'm hoping that my presentation can be seen, or yeah, it's visible. Those are the details for the Guide Dog Association for the Blind. If you need more information, please contact us. We will definitely show you or tell you where you can get assistance as far as that is concerned. Disclosure, that's the last item. We actually plead with our students to disclose their disability, because without your disclosure, we cannot help you. Someone will study with you, NISA, the whole 4 years or 3 years for that matter, and they won't enjoy the benefits that comes with disability, because UNISA cares, and we try by all means to make your academic year an enjoyable one, a very fruitful one. So if you do disclose, we are able to meet you halfway. So I think we should encourage everyone we see, because I know that there are people who have disabilities and also students that doesn't have disabilities here, but let's encourage each other to disclose. And please, let's leave the stigma on the side. There's no shame in having a disability nowadays. It's 2024. We've moved away from that. And it's up to us actually to make sure that people with disabilities feel that they are part of our community. Remember, it starts with you. All my details are all there. If you want to contact me at some stage, please do. You are welcome. Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks, Sis Kuku. Very much. We appreciate the presentation. Uh, Dear colleagues and students, we are going to move now to the last presentation on student governance delivered by Ms. Margaret Motsepe. Motsepe, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, you are audible enough. You can proceed. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Program Director. Good afternoon, colleagues and students. I'm going to present on the structure which we are having at ACSWIT. And ACSWIT stands for Advocacy and Resource Center for Students with Disabilities. The name of the structure that we have is Association for Students with Disabilities. And under Association for Students with Disabilities, we have regional forums for students with disabilities. A definition. Regional forums for students with disabilities is formed by students in all the UNISA regions. In accordance with the SRC Constitution, there are 8 regions. Association of Students with Disabilities is a national structure which is formed by representatives from all regional forums for students with disabilities. Background on Association for Students with Disabilities. Regional Forums for Students with Disabilities was formed in 2011 after a conference which took place at University of Venda in 2007. The conference was attended by students with disabilities across the country and disability units. The purpose of the conference was to establish a national structure of students with disabilities to deal with challenges students faced across higher education institutions. Amongst those challenges which were raised were funding, assistive devices, change in curricular development. UNISA was represented by ACSUIT because by then there was no structure representing students with disabilities. ACSUIT was given a responsibility to establish a structure for students with disabilities, which will give students with disabilities registered at UNISA a voice, and to also represent UNISA on the anticipated structure. The concept document and the constitution was then signed off by the then Dr. Siva Moodley and the institutional legal department. The following are the main aims of the Association for Students with Disabilities. Promote equal opportunities for students with disabilities registered at UNISA, play a leading role in the development of policies which affect students with disabilities at UNISA, in collaboration with Advocacy and Resource Center for Students with Disabilities, abbreviated as ACSUID, raise awareness pertaining to issues of students with disabilities. Pave a way for inclusion of meaningful participation in decision-making with matters relating to students with disabilities. To directly link students with disabilities with various university structures. Our stakeholder is its student development, whom the SRC fall under. Achievements of Association for Students with Disabilities. To date, the Association for Students with Disabilities have increased visibilities in different UNISA regions. In 2017, for the first time, the association and regional forums participated in a policy conference facilitated by ACSUIT, where policies affecting students with disabilities were interrogated and amended. Amongst those policies were exam policy, SRC constitution, and the Association of Students with Disabilities constitution. And lastly, policy on students with disabilities. Refer academic challenges of students with disabilities. Represent the institution at SAUS. SAUS is a South African Union of Students under Students with Disabilities portfolio. Mr. Milolo, the then chairperson of Tshwane Forum for Students with Disabilities, represented UNISA on the structure. Participate in the institutional events, e.g., careers fair, orientation days, etc. In collaboration with ACSUIT, participate in awareness raising programs. Here we are talking about community outreach, e.g., casual day. And lastly, last year, the participation of Tshwane Forum in the 2023 SRC elections. Challenges. Inability to sustain the structure on an ongoing basis due to academic exclusion caused by lack of funding. The structure is yet to convene a general meeting of all students. Failure to sustain the structure during and beyond COVID-19 due to sufficient data. Disability desk within both the national and regional SRCs. In conclusion, plans are in place to resuscitate both structures, meaning the Association and Forum of Students with Disabilities. In 2024, we will be able to participate in Constitutional Summit, where ACSWIT will facilitate both forums and will facilitate. Plans are in place to resuscitate both structures. In 2024, we will be able to participate in Constitutional Summit, which will be facilitated by ACSWIT sometime in March and April for regional forums, and in August for the association. In August, we also going to adopt the 2017 constitutional amendments. Thank you.
Oh, well, thanks, Memutibe. Thanks, Memutibe. Colleagues, thank you for your presentations. Your presentations were truly impressive, showcasing a perfect blend of clarity, insightful content, and engaging delivery. I truly hope that your presentations have left a lasting impact on our students. And at least now they also feel that they do belong and they do have a home in Oxford. Also, I would just like to thank the students. This is not a vote of thanks, by the way. I just want to say I thank the students for respecting, giving us a great respect for the decora of the orientation. So this is how we're going to proceed in moving forward. We have seen that people have been asking questions on the chat. Now, for those who could not manage to ask questions on the chat, we are going to give over to Ms. Dineo Musegi, who has been quite helpful in responding to the questions that were on the chat, to facilitate this question and answer session. She was the one who was facilitating it through the chat. So can there please not be a repetition of questions that were already asked on the chat? Thank you very much. Ms. Dineo, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Program Director. And thank you for attending this session, colleagues and students. I'll be opening the first round of questions. I'll be taking 10 hands on the first round. Then the second round will be 5 hands. We are working on time of 10 minutes. So I will allow you to raise your hands so that you can be noted. Okay, I see one hand from okay, 2 hands. I will give for now we only have 2 hands. Okay, I'll open the round. Rikhotso. Let me unmute. Okay. Rikhotso, you can unmute and ask your question.
Okay, greetings and salutations to my fellow students and all other people involved. I would just like to ask, I had something at the beginning of the lesson about finance reduction. So I just wanted to know how it works because I did not fully understand how she said it works.
Okay, it's noted. Thank you. Neo. Over to you, Neo.
Good afternoon, everyone. My question is, what are the benefits for mental disability? Or rather, what are the things that I need to apply for in order to help me to fully be able to succeed as a student with a mental health disability?
Thank you very much, Neo. I believe those were the only two questions. I'll give it back to the colleagues in ARC Suite. Menwabisa, can you please answer Rikhotso on the matter of fee reduction, please?
Thank you, Dini. Good afternoon once again. In order for a student to qualify for a fee reduction, the student should earn not more than 80,000 per annum, and the student must submit a proof of disability, a bank statement. If you are working, we will need a payslip. If you're getting a SASSA grant, we will also need a proof confirming that you are receiving SASSA grant. Then you will submit your document. It's either to me or to Miss Vukati Ndlovu. I think she shared her email on the chat box. I think it's ndlovcv@unisa.ac.za, or you can contact me at at unisa.ac.za. Then we will share the fee reduction form as well. I hope it's clear.
Thank you very much, Meveli, and I'm still going to keep you on the spotlight. Rikhotso, I think you are covered. And also, Neo asked a question of what are the benefits for students with mental health? Maybe if you can just give us a brief explanation of the benefits of students with mental health. Thank you.
Okay, just to add on what I said about fee reduction, we don't encourage our students to apply for a fee reduction, because a fee reduction only covers the tuition, but to also advise our students to apply for NSFAS. NSFAS applications are still open. They were extended till the 15th of February. If you apply for NSFAS applications, you will then be able to apply for to get your allowance, your book allowance, and to apply for an assistive device. Okay. The second question was to what did you say, Dini?
What are the benefits for mental disabled students?
I would like to know what are the students' needs, right? Because I don't want to generate. I want to see how can we cater for that student specifically.
Thank you very much, Meveli. And just to add on what you just said, I've been seeing on the chat box students are asking if a certain disability is acknowledged in the university. All disabilities are recognized in our university. All that you need to do is just to disclose your disability and make sure that you have a letter that discloses your disability from the doctor, so that when you come to us, we are able to know what is your disability and how best we can cater. And also, I would like to emphasize on the issue of applying for exam arrangements. Applying for exam arrangements as a student with disabilities is very important. Remember that our needs as students with disabilities, they differ. Some require different needs and you require a certain needs. So it is always best for you to come to us to come to us and talk to us, get advice of what is it that you can do. And it's always best for you to come in time. Don't wait for the last hour. Don't wait for 1 week before you write your examination, then you come, you want to disclose your disability because you found out about other benefits of disclosing your disability. It's better to do things now than to be late. Thank you. I'll open the last round of hands.
Hello, Mr. Noah. May I also get the answer for the benefit?
Thank you. You may.
So as she had mentioned, she did say that I must disclose what kind of benefits am I really, or rather, situation that I have that I need for assistance with. So my situation is that I would like to know if, since I cannot grasp things easily, when it comes to reading, I forget. I tend to have a mind that is not necessarily easily grasps things. I
Mm,
forget easily due to my mental health, as well as in right reading. In reading, I cannot necessarily grasp, as I said, the things that I need to understand easily, as other students can. So, what can I apply for in order to assist with that, especially for exams as well as assignments and other things? Thank you.
thank you for bringing that into the table. Any colleagues from Suite who would like to assist?
Okay,
Mr.
I'll
D,
take that.
thank
Okay.
you.
Um, okay, as we indicated, each disability, each person's uh, um, category of disability varies. Therefore, in your particular case, I would advise you to approach Oxford directly, so we can discuss your needs, and we can then, engage with lecturers, engage with other people to try and accommodate your needs. Remember, no two people have exactly the same needs, and therefore we would need to interact with you on an individual basis to try and assist you.
Thank you very much,
Okay,
Mr.
thank you.
Dinan. Are you covered?
So who do I contact? Do I contact Ms. Ndlovu as well?
Yes, we'll also write our contacts in the chat box and also our office number. You students are always welcome to walk into the office. Those who are based in Pretoria, those are the privileged ones. Thank you. I see another hand. Memo Tsepe have raised the hand.
Thank you, Mem Segi. Actually, I wanted to talk to Neo's question in as far as mental health is concerned. Normally, what happens is that, especially in exams, you can apply for extra time. Like, for an example, you find that in some instances, you are not able to firstly write your exam due or submit your assignments due to your mental condition. Maybe by then you would have been admitted to a hospital. So what you need to do, just take your medical report, send it to exam department so that they can defer you or give you extra time or special exam. And then during exams, you are able to apply for extra time. meaning that the exam department will take whatever your doctor has indicated to you to say that this is how you are going to, how much time you will be afforded time to answer questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Memozibe. Just before I hand over back to the program director, this is my oversight, and I would like to give Nonkululeko just a minute. Nonkululeko?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I missed the contact details for Miss Veli, and I just wondered if she could repeat those for me, please, because I couldn't see if there was a presentation on the screen, I couldn't see it, and I missed jotting them down. So I just would like for that to be repeated, if that's okay.
Will it be
Um,
fine by you
so
if we
I
can
think
write?
the easiest is if people could send an email to oxford@unisa.ac.za. So you would actually send an email to arcswid@unisa.ac.za, and then I will then forward it to the people that you need.
Thank you so much.
Another option, Nonkululeko can give me her student number, then I will contact her.
Thank you, colleagues. Without wasting more time, program director, thank you for the opportunity. Over to you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Musiki. Thanks very much for that nice session that we had of question and answers. It shows that we have students who listen attentively and those who are ready to brighten up their future. And we also appreciate them for choosing the institution, uh, the University of South Africa. I am going to request that I relinquish whatever powers that I had over to the Deputy Director, the Acting Deputy Director of AXUT, Mr. Bekin Ngumalo, to give us closing remarks. Lydia, are you around?
Yes, I'm around. I'm around, the program director. Thank you very
Okay.
much. Thank you sincerely for the opportunity. I don't take this opportunity lightly. For the mere fact that we have had hundreds of students that were tuned in, at least to listen to us. We know the session, the colleagues started at least at 9 this morning. I was part of that session, and it has been a long day, so we do not wish to keep you much longer. We also appreciate the fact that you are able to stay on until now. Time is 20 past 3. Colleagues, I just wish to, draw or ask you to go back to your notes and just remember the following, that declaring or disclosing a disability is actually very important when you enter the university life. So when you enter UNISA and then you let us know about your disability, then it assists us to embrace and support you whatever need that you have. I think I saw a number of questions from the platform about whether this disability is recognized, whether that is recognized. The university recognizes any disability. You just need to submit the right paperwork with us. And then from that point, as Dina stated, you approached us, you tell us about your need. You say, these are my needs, and we are able to personalize or customize your need and provide the appropriate support for you. One note that you must take, you must know that UNISA embraces diversity at all times. All right, Caitlin, I think is online. Just mute her if you can, Dinewa. And then also, if you are frustrated or if you are unsure about any other things that you might need, it's important that you seek support from us, because the education journey or the university journey can be a very lonely journey, given that we are a distance institution of higher learning. So the colleagues that have presented in this session are always available. I am available to provide the support that you will need. So please reach out if you are uncertain, if you need any kind of support. Number three, what we recommend that you do, get involved. I think Ms. Motsipe spoke about a forum for student disabilities that has been constituted, that will be resuscitated soon. So what will appeal is that you get involved with that forum, or you can get involved with any other student organizations that are at the university. So this is important that you don't get bored, because studying alone and not participating in other activities in university, it can be a boring journey. And then at some point, there are research that shows that other students end up dropping up, from the university because they feel like it's boring. So get involved, participate, be inquisitive, just want to know what is happening. And then also another point that I want you to take home with is that as you have signed off and you've been admitted, you need to learn to manage time. So time management is absolutely important. So you'll have to balance now your academic life and over to your social life. So what is important is that you have assignments already that will be that need to be prioritized. There's exam timetable that will be coming, and therefore it's important that you do prioritize that. And I've learned from, because I'm also a product of UNISA, that when I receive study material, I read quickly and I target the assignments. I write them early as possible. I submit them early as possible, and then I get feedback from the lecturers also early as possible. And I can able to learn effectively and also balance whatever unexpected events that may come to your way. But also in this university, it's important that we respect each other. So communication, respectful communication is important. And this communication I'm talking about communication to the university. I'm talking about communication that will take place in our platform, that you keep it absolutely professional and respectful. So utilize UNISA resources, colleagues. As I cited, that UNISA has got student support divisions. We are one of them, reporting to the Dean of Students. There is registration, there is student assessment administration, there is records management, the list goes on. So what we are saying is that make use of these student support services that are available, and then it will able to help you to navigate the university very well. Make use of the library. I think it's one of the highlights I want to say. Library is immediately available. It's at your service. If you are doing research, let them provide you with access that you can able to access our database, your Scopus, the database, like your web of services. Those are available for you to able to conduct research. So colleagues, with these few remarks, I wish you all the best in the year 2024, and we are hopeful and actually sure that you will make it through if you can able to use all the services and resources that are available that are at the disposal. Also, let me extend my appreciation to the colleagues from ACSUIT that have facilitated this session. I think colleagues have done an exceptional job, and as well as the presenters that have presented, but most importantly, the students that have stayed with us on this platform. Colleagues, thank you so much. We're indebted. We're looking forward to hearing from you. Our doors are always open for you. We are at your service. Thank you so much and good afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ngumalo. Mr. Ngumalo he has officially adjourned our session. I can't speak more over after the DD has spoken. Thanks, colleague. And to the students as well, thank you. Lovely day. Session officially adjourned. Thank you. Bye.